Here we go.
Hey, howdy, hey. You're listening to Stick Drift yet again. What's up, what's up? It's a bi-weekly show where we talk about video games and the culture surrounding them. I'm Power Glover. With me is...
Noah Rita.
If you like it or hate it, please would you rate it. Follow Real Cool. Leave a like on the mic. Find us on YouTube at StickDriftPodYT, on Twitter /X at StickDriftYT, and lastly on our Facebook page, Stick Drift. We're also on Spotify. Each of our content has its own channel, so for specific podcasts, please subscribe to each to make sure you get the newest audio content in your feed. Noah, how are we doing this week?
Yeah, we're drifting. Drifting makes me feel
drifting.
good.
Drifting makes me feel good too, because it's been a hot minute since we've been sitting here talking about some video games.
Yeah, we like
kind of
video
excited.
games.
I've been playing some stuff.
You've been playing a lot of stuff. I probably should have played more things, more variety of things.
No, it's okay. Look, by the time we record again, we'll probably have played Bonanza at that point, and we'll have plenty to talk about there.
We're gonna both be playing that.
Oh yeah, so. I'm not even worried. I mean, the biggest stuff that I've been playing, I've been kind of just like picking at it anyway, so I'm kind of in the early stages of that stuff too. But yeah, we've both been kind of getting over various illnesses and sicknesses. I've been a wreck.
Yeah.
Total wreck. Wisdom tooth pulled. Checking on some heart arrhythmia stuff. Nothing to be scared about, but just making sure everything's tip-top shape. You know, get checked in if you feel like you're feeling ill, folks. Have that primary care going on. But yeah, it's going to be more casual this week. We've been kind of picking at some stuff. You've been playing a lot of Nightreign, for instance, and I've been playing some Stranding 2 and Deltarune. So we're mostly going to be hitting on a couple of those and then have a topic. It won't be the longest thing in the world, I think, this week. But yeah. This is the part where we kind of ramble about things. Anything you like to ramble about?
Oh, rambling. I don't know. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of my rambling already before the podcast, so I ran out of some of my ramble juice.
Yeah, you got to get that ramble juice back in your reservoir, your Splatoon reservoir.
Splatoon.
Yeah,
those are fun games.
Yeah, and I'll actually bring up Splatoon 2 just a smidge as well because I've been playing that. So
yeah,
just kind of dabbling here and there. I put it in the new stuff, but it's not a new game, so I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's
I don't know why.
The opposite of a new game. It's fairly old.
It is in fact an old game.
Yeah.
Yes.
It probably feels pretty alright on Switch too, but
it does. Yeah.
And that those games are hard to keep up on. The main thing that I didn't like about that third one specifically was just how pushed the PvE mode was. Like, there was so much benefit. Yeah. There was just so much benefit to playing the Salmon Run consistently. Anytime I'd hop on with friends, we'd be like, okay, well, we gotta play Salmon Run in order to get this, and this. And then I don't like those types of PvE zombies modes in shooters personally. That's just not my cup of tea. If I'm gonna play a shooter, I wanna shoot other players. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
And so it never clicked with me. The zombies, the Salmon Run, none of that ever clicked with me. And so but the normal mode of Splatoon I always enjoyed dabbling in. I never got too deep into it, but casually I'd like to play those games when they release for a good month or so. So I've done that since the first one, and they got good campaigns too. I've played through all of the campaigns and that DLC for the second one, but I never got around to the DLC for the third one.
Yeah, I don't know, I got like a wild hair to kind of check out that, and then I bought Splatoon 3 because, reasons, because I feel like I was missing that. I feel like I haven't gotten my head around Splatoon as a concept. Like, I understand what it's about, I understand that it is fun, But I don't know. I've never felt that pull to kind of experience everything in it. So I feel like I wanted to play some 3 before, what is it, Raiders comes out or whatever
Yeah.
they call that new one.
That's gonna be like a Fortnite sort of deal, I'd imagine.
Probably. It doesn't sound like it's going to be Splatoon 4, for instance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like
But
it's
anyway.
gonna have like a Storm sort of concept, like a Fortnite or a Nightreign. So
There's so little we don't know about it. I mean, there's so much we don't know about it. We know so little. You know?
yeah.
I guess we'll find out. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, even though I put it in the new games list. We'll chat about that here in a bit. But yeah, you had a birthday. Your birthday came and went.
Oh,
How'd
yeah.
that go?
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, not bad. Just did a bit of
Get on a
boating.
boat?
Yeah, boating,
Yeah.
fishing, skiing. So not too bad.
Yeah, like water skiing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Very nice. How are you on water skiing? Are you
Not
pretty
very good.
at that?
No.
No. Wipe
No.
out a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, wipe out a lot of times, but I get up and then I just have trouble keeping my balance. So, but it's fun to mess around with it. Just got to do it more. I haven't done it enough.
Yeah, I don't know if it's being picked up. We're recording a couple days before the 4th of July. There's a bunch of yahoos shooting off fireworks around here, and it's pretty annoying. So if you hear bangs, that's what that is. Just
I haven't
we're not
heard
being
anything,
attacked.
so.
Okay, we're not being attacked or anything, but I don't know what's going to show up. So.
You're not getting swatted yet. We're not
No,
famous
God,
enough
no.
for that
I'm not
yet.
popular enough.
Yeah, exactly.
We have one hate. We have exactly one hater.
We got one hater. We found our hater. Shout out to our hater,
got our
by the way. Can we get some
Shout out to our
dislikes on this one?
Yeah, please. Tell us when we're not doing well. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be great.
that would. Constructively.
But yeah,
yes. Hopefully.
yes,
But if
yes.
not, then just rip into us too. That's fine too. I mean, we won't
Speaking of,
we won't really read it like seriously if you just rip into us, but without like any constructive stuff. But you can write
grown
it.
men.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can write it. Doesn't mean it's not going to get deleted or whatever. But
Well, yeah, it might get deleted. I don't know. If it's too like nasty, then yeah. Don't be nasty.
if you start
folks.
talking about my favorite sports teams, then we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, you can't diss his favorite sports teams.
Yeah. Keep away from my Montreal Canadiens, I say. I don't even like hockey, but
I don't even like sports, so.
Yeah. He's one of these sports balls fuddy-duddies. He's like,
I am.
I
What?
guess we're watching the Super Bowl. I'm here for the Jurassic Park commercial.
Yeah, Jurassic Park. It's got like the dinosaur in it. That's cool.
Ugh. There is exactly one good Jurassic Park movie, and it is the first one.
That's a
Every
good
other
movie.
Sucks.
Yeah.
That first movie.
I only remember the first movie. That's like the only one I really care to like go back and watch.
Yeah.
I own that one, but I guess
Jurassic
they
Park
released a
3 is
new
so
one.
bad.
Is that right? They released a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing. They did like a reboot, and they're on another island, I think, and they're like genetically modifying dinosaurs. So they're,
Again. Yeah.
Again, but like they're like mutant dinosaurs.
Okay.
They kind of seem like aliens,
Yeah.
I'm just like let's just make something new. I don't know. It's like with the alien stuff. Like once they get too xenomorphy, you're like, okay, you're kind of leaning on that crutch. Like they're going like, hey, everyone went back to this island again. Like that's kind of how the Jurassic Park works.
Yeah.
We're going back to Island Nublar. Things are going to be good this time. I promise. We built a whole theme park again.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing this theme park. Eventually it'll work. Eventually everyone won't get eaten by dinosaurs, and it'll be great.
Speaking of, in Jurassic World, do you remember that lady that gets picked up by the pterosaurs or whatever and gets violently ripped to shreds?
I don't remember that. That sounds
Every time I
kind
think of that movie, I
gruesome.
go, there was that lady who got completely dismantled.
That's gruesome.
It's like, it's like in the distance, like you see this, like,
Yeah.
it's like a pteranodon pick her up, and she's like, and they're just like, they like keep throwing her body parts around or something. I was like, what is happening? This is happening.
Speaking
This
of
is a mess.
Gruesome. I just encountered like the most gruesome FromSoft scene I think I've ever seen in all of their backlog in Nightreign. They have a really, really
Okay.
gruesome scene involving the Revenant's Remembrance story. So anyone who is interested in that should check out Revenant's Remembrance story, because it's pretty dang gruesome. I mean, a lot of it happens off screen, to be fair, but like you can kind of tell what's going on, and it's violent.
So is it a cutscene that you're talking about?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Remembrances have a cutscene. That's cool.
Yep. Remembrances are very this game is very story and character focused, which is very different for a FromSoft game. So it's quite interesting seeing them do like a character focused sort of story. I quite like it. I think it's interesting to see their take on a character focused story. So
I gotta say that was a very deft segue, and me gesturing to it makes it a problem at this point. But since we're talking Nightreign, they've dropped a couple super bosses, right? Or secret bosses. Talk about them.
Yeah. So basically, they're doing this thing where they are putting out these super boss versions of the various Night Lords, I think they're called, and they are they give them like 10k more health, and give them. They start out on their phase 2, and then they give them an extra phase after that when they get like to maybe 3/4 of their health or so, typically. So it's pretty cool to see. They've done the Gaping Jaw, Adele, Baron of the Night. They've done, and his fight. It kind of becomes a gimmick fight, unfortunately, to where like he generates like this big storm, and it's very nice to look at, but mechanic wise, it's kind of annoying because you just kind of have to get away from him a lot of times because he's doing a ton of like unavoidable AOE things, and you gotta like go to these spirit springs that appear and like jump into the eye of the storm. So it's like it just kind of drags out the fight, but it was whatever. Took me like 15 tries to get the hang of it, but eventually I ended up getting through it with a friend of mine, and so there was that one, and then there was the next one was much easier. The Dark Drift Knight, Fulgor. He's got a pretty interesting phase 2. And I guess I can spoil these things because they're already on rotation.
I'm not
but
probably get to it. But,
basically he starts out in phase 2, and then his phase 3 is because like his whole thing is that he's missing an arm. That arm grows back, and he's kind of like at full power for phase 3. So you get to like fight him at his like highest power basically. So it's pretty cool. He gets like very much imbued with like a ton of holy powers. So it's cool to see, and mechanically it feels just like a normal sort of like Elden Ring boss, as normal as like these multiplayer focused bosses can be. So it feels pretty nice to be just fight, and it's great for soloing. I farmed them a few times in solo play just to get the new currency that goes along with these new Night Lords.
Elden Coin?
Basically. No, they're like they're called Sovereign Sigils, and you get them they call them Everdark Sovereigns as the super bosses. And there's like a shop that uses them. You can get some really, really great relics in there, and then each of the bosses has like a dark version of their exclusive relic. You can get those from the shop, and then there's like other like various doodads you can use those sigils for. The main thing is you can change the shifting earth events that are kind of like a weather system almost. You can change those at the cost of one sigil, so that's pretty nice and convenient if you want to play in a different like if you want to play in a certain shifting earth, you can just do that, and so that's a helpful mechanic to get rid of some of the randomness of that. Yeah, and then the latest one is the sentient pest Noster, which is like a moth and a beetle, and the starts out where they're like sort of one is like riding on top of the moth is on top of the beetle, and once you hit them to pretty low, I think. No, once you kill them, you actually have to kill them for this one, and then a third moth appears, and that moth revives the other 2 bugs, and so you end up fighting 3 bugs at once. 2 of which are flying moths, and then one is like this beetle that's on the ground that's super armored. And so it was interesting. I've only fought it once, and because it just came out today. And it was interesting. We got it really low, but we just were playing too impatient because we were getting kind of bored of it. It was doing a lot of annoying things. Like, and we also had this weird desync issue. One of us desynced with each other, like 2 of us desynced, and so that caused a lot of weird oddities. Like we couldn't revive each other, and
oh my gosh,
the one of the moths, like the non-super moth, and ended up outside of the boundaries of the arena, and so we couldn't even interact with that boss anymore, which was fine because I think all we had to kill was the super moth. So we ended up just fighting that moth with that beetle, and the moth would like sort of merge with the other moth or the beetle to like empower them, and so it was kind of a cool concept, but the whole like 3 bosses at once thing is like I don't know,
a little much.
But it works in a multiplayer game, I suppose. So I just can't
if it was
imagine
by
it
yourself,
being
that would
fun
be
solo. I might try it solo just to see what it's like, but I can't imagine it's gonna be very fun.
No, and that's kind of a good transition to me a little bit. I tried playing it solo. I tried playing with people. Honestly, I don't have a crew to run with, and I think I'm just not. I'm kind of done with it until I can get a reliable squad to kind of tackle things. Like if it came to Switch, then Switch 2, I would definitely play with y'all.
Yeah.
But I just the way it is now, they not having crossplay at launch is such a detriment to the game. Like siloing off their own player base is very odd. I mean, in an age where everybody is able to play with everybody all the time, it's just a weird omission. It's a very weird omission. It's becoming the norm now, and it being kind of like against the tide there is very weird to me. But excuse me, I like what I played of it mechanically, and I understand the gist of the actual systems and the cycles of the game, the days or whatever. It's very cool, but I just for a multiplayer game, it's an interesting concept, but I don't have the crew to run with, and also my appetite is pretty low for multiplayer anyway, so that's just kind of where I'm at. But I think I'm dropping that thing for a while, at least until I can play with somebody like you guys. So
yeah, we've got a pretty large crew that we play with on PC, so it there's always people wanting to play it. So 9 times out of 10, I end up in parties just because I like the game a lot, and I'm pretty dang knowledgeable on the game. So
where are you at hour wise? Do you know?
Over 100 hours.
Over 100. Yeah, that's cool. And how often do they do these content drops of these super bosses? How often have they been? Have they been on a cadence or not really?
Yeah, they've been doing them weekly. They've been having like the boss run for a week, and then like as soon as that boss like is off, it's instantly swapped to a new boss. So they're they're probably gonna keep that up to where it's just gonna keep rotating and keep rotating. I can't imagine them stopping that sort of rotation. So,
Are there dailies and stuff like
No.
challenges or no? Because I was gonna say that would be a good way for you to have a daily thing. It was like, oh, beat this super boss, get a daily.
yeah, the super
weekly or
bosses are the weekly, right? Like, so
Weekly, yeah, weekly.
they are just like this week we're gonna be fighting this super boss and try and take him down, learn him. We've got a week to do it, and so and if all else fails, I can just hop on solo because they kind of what they do is they just reduce the HP to a third of its like max when you're doing it solo, and they give you like a Wending Grace that is like a buff attached to your character, which the Wending Grace is when you die you get picked back up, and then on top of that there's 2 different merchants that sell Wending Graces that you can put in your inventory, so I usually end up with like 3 at least altogether.
Okay,
So
that's good.
makes solo
just
play
get the
pretty
most-
manageable because you can just die and you can make a mistake, die, and just get back up and be like, okay, I know what I did wrong.
Do you de-level with the Wending Grace or no?
No.
Yeah, that's very. Yeah, that helps. What
Yeah.
de-leveling in the run is very.
You'll de-level
What's the
because you won't proc the Wending Grace if you're not on like a night boss or you're not on like the actual Night Lord fight. Because they only proc in the normal game for those situations. If you die in like the daytime portion, you just like if you're in single player, you just die and you have to go back and get your runes because there's nobody to pick you up. So it's
Right.
it's quite do or die in single player. You definitely want to be careful with your routing, be conservative with it, so that you're not just dying over and over again. I've definitely had to learn a lot about like what my limits are basically on what like level I can be to fight certain things. So
Yeah.
what
for
gear
sure.
I need.
Yeah, I would like to pick it up whenever I have a maybe that'll be in the future. We'll see. But my time with Nightreign for a while is probably done.
But
I
Dust
did try
Bloods
it,
you'll
and
be hopping on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dust Bloods for sure.
That'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean,
I can't wait for that game.
I think that goes without saying because that's actually Miyazaki's next game. So
Yes.
regardless, I was there. I'd like to know a release date for that thing, but maybe they don't even know that yet. So we'll see where we're at. But yeah, staying on the, I guess since we mentioned it, staying on the Switch 2 tip a little bit. I've been playing a couple things. We'll call them new-ish games. Deltarune. I've been playing Deltarune. I'm at the end of Chapter 2. I only played Chapter 1 when I had it on PlayStation. Back when it came out originally. What was that? 2018? It's been forever since Chapter 1 and 2. And, you know, I get why people like Undertale, and I get why people like Deltarune. I feel like I'm enjoying it, but it's not like transformational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I am with those games.
like, yeah, like people go like they gush so much about these things.
they make it their
Or, like,
whole
they're
like
good.
personality sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not about it like that.
Yeah.
I like them, but also the humor is, it's very, I don't know, keck internet humor. It's very like juvenile in some ways, which can be fun.
Yeah.
But like, there's like specifically a character Spamton, who's from Undertale. When he shows up, I'm like, all right.
You mean
This guy.
Deltarune?
Well, sorry, Deltarune, but he isn't he from?
No.
Isn't he from? No. Okay.
No.
Never mind. But there's that type of humor. It's been almost a decade since I
You're good.
played the
Yeah.
first Undertale. But there are characters like Spamton in Undertale
Oh,
proper.
absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of what I mean, like that sort of humor. And
I
it
kind of
doesn't
like
rub me the wrong
the
way.
Spamton thing.
but-
I think it's all right. I mean, I think it's a
It's
interesting
all right, yeah.
concept.
Yeah, I think I don't want to get on this tangent for too long, but like I think it is fun for the character. If it went any further, I think I'd be very tired of it.
Yeah.
But I do like the fun comedic bits and non sequiturs where they talk. They have these funny catchphrases or something. The queen finds a banana on the road. Pick up the banana. Potassium. That's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
just,
stupid, but it's
non,
funny. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, and it's very innocent and harmless. It's like kids making jokes, which I like.
Yeah.
But it's humor. It kind of can cut both ways. I think it can really rub you the wrong way if you're overexposed to it. At least for me, it is.
Yeah.
But like you said, people making it their personality, not my ride, not my pony. So
yeah.
But I am enjoying it. I'm playing it. Honestly, it's been a good like laying in bed, play this for 30 minutes game. That's kind of how I've been treating it. Just before I get tired, I just pop it on for a little bit and play it. I think the battle system in Deltarune is way better than in Undertale. I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
Yeah, it's the same like bullet hell sort of like bespoke dodging of like every enemy will have its own bullet hell section, which is fun. And sometimes enemies have multiple bullet hell projectiles that shoot at you too. So that but yeah, I like the characters. I think Susie's great. Ralsei's great. And again, I played Chapter 1 back in the day, but like I never finished 2, and I think I'm enjoying it more as I play it, and I hear 3 better. And you've played those up to
I've played up to 4. I haven't played 4 yet, and I mean Chapter 1 was a long time ago. I played Chapter 1 and 2, but they were great from what I remember. I like Lancer as a character. I think he's a cool little guy. And I think Spamton's an alright character. I think he's kind of an interesting concept. I think there's good super bosses in this games, like Javel in the first chapter and Spamton in the second chapter. So, But the especially the Spamton fight. Spamton fight's pretty mechanically interesting.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
I just did that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've enjoyed what I played of it. I will see it. It's just a matter of I don't know when to expect the next stuff. Like I think at least the next chapter is next year. I think they've said that. But after that, they have 6 and 7, and who knows when those come out. But I know it's not Toby Fox doing it by himself anymore. He's doing it with people. Yep. So hopefully it accelerates in some small way.
It's definitely the quality improves quite drastically with Chapter 3 and 4. I will say, like it really feels like there is a team working on this now. Like they were good games before, but just because they're good games doesn't mean like they have like the polish that a team working on the game can do. Right? That's just how these things work. A team is going to be able to polish things a lot better, and so. You can feel the polish that the whole like team has brought to this chapters 3 and 4. So they're definitely a treat.
Yeah.
At least 3 is. I don't know much about 4, but I know that it is like the longest chapter so far, from what I understand, is 4. So
it's 4. Okay. Yeah, because 1 and 2 they're about 2 to 3 hours apiece. They're not that long.
Yeah, 3 is very short and condensed. Chapter 3 is very short.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. So I hear 4 is like 6-7 hours. Like I hear it's like kind of long.
Very substantial. Bulk of the content.
It kind of reminds me. Yeah, right. It kind of reminds me slightly of Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, like just slightly, where I feel like they've been incrementally adding to this thing, you know, and each little slice of it is kind of a different part of the game, and it gets better as it goes along.
It does get better, because like that Shovel Knight campaign, classic, but
it's really good.
That's just what it is, it's like it's classic, there's not really much like variation there, you just the one innovation they do is like the shovel drop thing, like that's mechanically unique kind of to that game, sort of.
It's DuckTales, yeah.
DuckTales. I guess it is just DuckTales. I never played DuckTales, so that's my bad. But
okay, it's the pogo jump.
Yeah, I can picture it now. Yeah, so they just did that. That's fair, but then they do the Plague Knight, right? And that's like, okay, this is a little bit different, right? Yeah. You're chucking these things, and you have different modifiers for your potions, and it's interesting. Bombs, or
Yeah.
bombs, potions. I think you can do like
Whatever,
both.
yeah.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
the
Mechanically
and then you get this. I think my favorite campaign was the Spectre Knight campaign. I really enjoyed
Spectre
that.
Knight was so good.
That
oh my gosh.
like
Just
diagonal
just
slashing.
the grind rails.
The grind
Yeah,
rails, the
yeah.
diagonal slash. It felt really clean. I remember playing that specifically when the Switch 1 launched, because that was one of the few games that was on the Switch 1 at launch. And
Right, I remember that.
I bought that treasure trove because I'm like, yeah, I want to play Shovel Knight again. They got more, dorks now in there, and I want to try them out. And because I had it on 3DS, and then that's what I was playing it on, but I didn't have like the treasure trove, and so that was on Switch, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll try this out. And that Spectre Knight campaign was such a treat. I remember that's the only time I ever played it. Maybe I need to go back to that, but
It's very good.
later
I don't know if I ever got to the King of Cards stuff.
I did, yep. And
Okay.
I that's why I kind of struggle, because I really like the King Knight stuff a lot. Like, it feels really clean, and I remember that card game, like that collectible card game, actually being pretty fun. It was really well done for like a in-game TCG sort of thing.
It's no
well
triple
done.
triad, but
It's better than triple triad. Triple triad's bad.
It's not as good as Queen's Blood. Queen's Blood.
I don't know anything about Queen's Blood. I've played my fair share of triple triad in Final Fantasy XIV, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So they've got one in 9. I haven't touched it because I probably won't like it. I don't like those Final Fantasy like in-game TCGs a lot of the times. I remember trying it when I first played 9 and not liking it. So this time around, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with it. It luckily they didn't push it, so it's not at all required for anything in the game whatsoever. So it's just a side thing you can do, but I don't think there's any mechanical reward for it that I know of.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned Lancer earlier. I think his theme is one of my favorites. I love that little jaunty theme they play every time he shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a cool little guy.
Yeah.
I am excited to see the rest of it, because I think I'm going to try to finish it. It's not that I just want to blow through it, but I feel like I'm at a cadence with it. I want to play more. So, I hope to finish that. The end of Chapter 1 was really interesting stuff. I don't know if you remember, but like Chris does the whole ripping.
Yeah.
It's not a spoiler.
Putting in
but
like a cage there. Yeah.
she like rips it and just throws it in a cage, and there's no context to that. I have no idea what's going on with that, but I'm sure I will be enlightened. I will be enlightened. We'll see. But yeah, to kind of end it, I really like Deltarune. It'll be a time to better than Undertale for me. Undertale is so iconic. It is so essential to indie gaming. It'd be hard for me to see that get supplanted.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed that game so thoroughly, and
and
again, I don't make it my personality, but it's
yeah.
Just I was watching a video. I was watching the Undertale video that I did lately, and just the beginning of the game, all that music. Wow, this is just all this music is just here, and it's super good still.
Yeah.
So
that's got some really good fights in that first game, especially during that genocide route. It's got some really fun ones, like the Undying fight and the Sands fight, of course. So
if I were to play it again, I would play it on Switch first, because I got a copy on Switch for very, very cheap the other day, and I would do a genocide run because I did do it normal. So
that run's fun. The Sands fight is brutal, but it feels really good when you figure it out.
Yeah. Boop, boop. Yeah, I love Sands. He's great. But yeah, that's Deltarune. I will be hopefully finishing that very soon.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break before we hop into the next game.
Let's do it.
All right.
We're back. it's time to talk about Shotgun Cop Man. Have you heard of this game?
Yeah, from you.
For me, yeah, it is awesome. It was so good. I really liked it. Okay, so it's a Devolver game. Have you played any Devolver digital games?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your history with them as a publisher? You played Hotline Miami, like that sort of thing, or what?
Yep, I played Hotline Miami. I enjoyed my time with that game. I didn't get into the second one,
No.
but I enjoyed my time with that first one quite a bit. Let's see, is Enter the Gungeon, is that Devolver? I think that is. I played quite a
I think
fair
that is
about,
Devolver.
quite a fair amount of that.
Yeah. Ape Out. I played Ape Out.
Didn't play that one.
They're basically, they have a penchant for very stylish, Gonzo type indie games, and this is kind of, it fits into that milieu. So the story is nothing. It is almost, it's barely, like in the credits, like there's a guy that is credited for the story, but story is literally written in quotations. Story. Basically, it revolves around you trying to hunt down Satan through 9 stages, basically, all with I think 17 levels apiece. But it's really cool because it's a platformer without a jump button. It's really cool. You use your weapons to propel yourself. You have the shotgun with the left trigger, and a regular weapon with the right that you can kind of pick up weapons as you go. But the premise is literally you're chasing Satan throughout this 9 rings of hell or whatever. And every time he shows up to arrest him, Shotgun Cop Man, who looks like a very wide Agent 47 from Hitman, he goes, I'm going to stop you, Satan. And every time he talks, he goes, blah, 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 blah. It's very fun. It's like he does that, and then the subtitles pop up. And every time Satan goes, fuck you, Shotgun Cop Man, flips him off every stage. Like every stage up until the 9th. And that's the story. And then he just flies away. And so, yeah, you're just basically careening through these platforming levels, unable to jump, but propelling yourself with the shotgun. And it's got some of the best game design I've encountered in a fair bit, just for like a platformer. A lot of interesting mechanics that you're doing, involving your guns. Like the game feels really tailored and built around your move set, and I really like that. And there's a bunch of bonus stages, kind of keyed in around the I am, what is it? My friend Pedro, is that what his name is? My friend Pedro, I think, is the game.
Yeah,
a bunch of bonus levels a bunch of bonus levels inspired from that involve like slowing down time. But yeah, I saw it on Switch. I've heard that this game was really good. It came out in May. It came out on Steam initially, and then it jumped to Switch. But yeah, it's a dark horse for my top 10 this year, I will say. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I love very dewy games, like I like a good story here and there, but like if a game is very complex and satisfying to play, I am such a big fan of it. So yeah, just real quick hit, I beat it. It took me like 4 or 5 hours to do everything. But yeah, Shotgun Cop Man was very good. I highly recommend that game. It was on sale this past week, and that's why I got it. I got it for like $9. So worth it. I would have paid more for that game. But yeah, everyone should check that thing out. It's super fun. It kind of reminds me of how I felt about what is that thing called? Mullet Mad Jack. Very similar. Like there's a lot of locomotion to that. A lot of like psychotic verve. You're just like busting ass, going and shooting things. It feels like that. Great game, awesome game. Everyone should check that thing out. But the besides Deltarune, besides that, the real thing I've been playing is Death Stranding 2, the big boy. Yeah. So where to begin talking about this thing? I guess I'll start with I put 10 hours into it so far. I am 10 hours into Death Stranding. I am into chapter 4. So, when I say 10 hours of Death Stranding, this is what I really mean. 6.5 I've played. About 3.5 have been cutscenes, and I am not joking. Like it's very cinematic. A lot of characters talking to you about babies and tar monsters and the beaches, and it's very good. It's very good. it's more coherent than the first one, especially. Like, it sounds like it wouldn't be something you would understand. But I mean, I'm very familiar with the first one. Death Stranding 1, I adore. It's one of my favorite games from the PlayStation 4 era, and the PS5 updates are even better. But the story in that game was complete and utter nonsense for a lot of it. A lot of kind of melodrama and melancholy kind of surrounded that game, and it was more of a vibes piece than a story. I guess a story champion, I guess. But this game, Death Stranding 2, like really, really streamlines the stuff that sucked in Death Stranding 1 and makes everything more legible and more understandable, I guess. Like, there's like a codex. Every time someone talks in the game, a little thing pops up and goes like, hey, go to your corpus. And you can click on this thing and go like, what is this? Like, what are you talking about? You know? What is a still mother? What is going on? Like, you can click on a button, it'll tell you. And you know, it's dealing with a lot of proper nouns and terms and stuff, but they do a way better job in this one as compared to the first one. Where the first one, like, you feel like things are just happening to you with almost no explanation. And in this one, they're like, we'll actually explain it to you. So that's good. The story is very, very interesting, very, very good. I don't want to spoil it, of course, for people that want to play it. It's a very popular game right now. But it involves you and Fragile from the first game, played by Leah Seydoux. And, of course, you're playing as Norman Reedus, obviously. The man from The Walking Dead that got a crossbow. You basically successfully linked up America in the last game. And in doing so, you disrupted this... They think you've disrupted this outer plane called the beach, or whatever. That it's like a multiverse that connects this like transitory land, we'll call it that. And so they think by linking up Mexico, Australia, and a couple other places, you'd be able to fix that and stop certain things in the world from happening, like this rain that turns everybody old. You can fix that. People that get babies up to 7 months and then they don't grow anymore. You can fix that. They think they can fix all these issues by linking up these new continents and stuff. And so far, I have rescued a kangaroo amidst a disaster, like a wild disaster with flaming like comets falling from the sky. I've had earthquakes and rock slides impede my progress going up mountains to try to link a bunch of indie band rockers that own this like prepper tent. It's so weird. Like it's a lot of things. Death Stranding. It's a lot. It feels like Kojima took his favorite things, threw it together, and put it into a video game. It really feels that way.
That's what he likes doing these days.
What it is.
Yeah.
He likes scanning folks, man, and he scanned a lot of them for this. And there's
Scanning
a lot of
makes him feel good.
Scanning does make him feel good. But yeah, I love that first game. I am adoring my time with this thing. It's base core. It's a UPS simulator. You know, it's like, hey, you have a weight limit. How are you going to take this cargo from A to B? Like, that's really what it is. But you think that would be really boring, but the actual doing of it, it's really interesting. Because there are some enemies, and there's even more enemies in combat in this next one. But really, like, the journey is the obstacle. That's what I really like about it. Like, you have to plan your routes. You have to literally chart courses on your map to get to where you need to get to. You have to prepare accordingly. Like, I love the minute things you need to do. Like, hey, it's raining out. What do you do if it's raining out? Oh, I don't know. Take all your packages in a car so the rain doesn't affect your cargo. Because if you leave a bunch of packages out in this timefall rain, it'll basically corrode the outer shell of whatever you're taking. Or how far am I? If I'm walking, do I need to bring an extra pair of boots? You know, that sort of thing. Like, really minute stuff that's really fun for me. Specifically, my job, I work in a warehouse, so like it's kind of fun to see the shipping and receiving of things too. I get a kick out of that personally, but yeah, I have found a lot to like about this game. I'm not even going to deign to rank it yet, but it's one of my favorite things I played this year for sure. We'll see where it kind of ends up by the end of the year. But Death Stranding 2, so far, more legible, more understandable. It's not as long to get to the fun stuff. The story's very, very good. There's a little guy that's turned into a doll. His name is Doll Man. Everybody that has a name in this game, it's about their thing. Like, there's a girl that controls the rain. Her name is Rainy. A guy that controls, that flies a ship through this tar. His name is Tar Man. You're dealing with die-hard men, dead men. Like, everybody is named their thing. Like, Sam is named Sam Bridges because he connects people. Bridges. It's so literal. It's insane. Fragile's named Fragile because she runs a porter business where, you know, you're trying to keep your stuff from not breaking, so her name is Fragile. Like, it's so... the tongue is not just firmly planted in its cheek, it's bursting out the side of the face. Like, that's how it feels.
Wow.
But
yeah.
it's all taken relatively seriously enough. I think they do a better job presenting the world in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's
really
just the Kojima staple. I mean, you can go back to at least Metal Gear and see him naming things literally. So he's always kind of liked to do that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Metal Gear Solid 5 in this game, which I really, really like. Like, you're taking down bases full of basically porch pirates. Like, they'll sniff out your cargo by sending this tracking beacon, and they'll see your tag and they'll start chasing you.
Yeah.
They're literally porch pirates. They're like, in the description for at least the first game, they're like, yeah, these guys are like pirates, and they literally get high off the idea that they're stealing your stuff. I'm like, great, that's awesome. No explanation needed besides that. I will be playing all of this thing. I will see it through. I don't know how long it is. I know there's about 15 or 16 chapters, but I don't know how long it will take me. I hear people played this thing anywhere from 40 to 60 to 70 hours. So it's kind of like whatever I decide to do, because the thing about this game is that it has a really thorough end game where you're trying to link everybody up. And once you do, if you keep doing deliveries for different outposts, you'll get this like 5-star rating. And if you max that out, you get different stuff. So the completion of this game is very video gamey, where you're like getting upgrades to finish deliveries for people and max their star rating. So that's how the first one was. That's how this is. And once the story is done, I'll probably be doing a fair bit of that. But yeah, I'm sure I have a lot more to go in this thing, but I'm really, really, really liking it so far. I think it's better than the first one, almost every facet so far. So, and I love that first one. But yeah, that's Death Stranding 2 on the beach. It's called Death Stranding 2 on the beach, and yeah, I think it's awesome. Kojima's a madman. I'm excited to see what now that they're done with this. I was thinking about this today. I'm excited to see his next 2 projects, OD and Fizzit. We'll have to see. Fizzit sounds like it might be a return to the stealth espionage stuff, like the Metal Gear stuff. We'll kind of see. I think he's doing it with Sony, maybe. I don't actually know. But that's supposed to be his next project after OD. So we'll see how it goes. I really like this game. So yeah, they're just shipping, dude. They're making games. Like, they have 2 games under their belt. They built a studio alongside that first game, and they made a sequel to Death Stranding 1, and it looks like they're pivoting to a new game after this, probably. So yeah.
What's that? Because I thought this OD was that horror game. What was that horror game that died? Like, they had that really good demo for it that everyone liked, and then
Silent Hills.
That doesn't sound right.
So it basically, what you're thinking of, the Kojima was involved with PT.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yes, thank you.
But when you finish that thing completely and you walk through the final door, it was a teaser for Silent Hills that involved Norman Reedus.
Okay.
It was in tandem with Konami. It was going to be a Konami co-production, before obviously his falling out.
Yeah.
And it involved Norman Reedus as the main character of some kind, and Guillermo del Toro was also attached.
Yeah.
So whenever that stuff fell through, they basically wiped PT off the map. There's PS4s on sale you can buy that have PT still on there in a base format, which is kind of crazy.
That probably would have been an incredible game in a different timeline when if that
Yeah,
thing came
exactly.
out,
Like that Kojima meta stuff in a horror game, I can only imagine. You know. So I'm fairly excited about what OD might be. We'll have to see. But he basically took the main people he wanted to collaborate with on that thing and put him in Death Stranding. Like Guillermo del Toro's in that game.
Yep.
So respect to him there. But yeah, he makes a lot of interesting stuff. He's so unapologetically himself, and he can be a little much. Let's not lie. Like he can be a little much sometimes, where he's like, I'm kind of a genius. I'm putting my name on everything. Hey, Dale Kojima game. I produced. I wrote the thing. Like, I don't know. It can be a little much, but he is a savant. He is a genius. You can't deny that. And I think everything I don't think he's put out a bad game. I really don't. Like, I think every time he's put out something, it's interesting, at the very least. I mean, your mileage may vary with Boktai, maybe, because you need a sun for that thing. But
he was talking about that just the other day. I saw an article that was like Kojima was talking about his time with Boktai and how unique that was.
I bet he was
to make that thing.
Yeah, but yeah, like Death Stranding is kind of a rumination on him losing Metal Gear, kind of like. It's Sam losing his baby, and there's a bunch of weird ghosts and stuff. Like, he's being haunted by visions of this past that doesn't exist. And it's very Kojima coded that way, where he's like, I have to start from zero, and I have to reconnect with people and stuff to make the things I want to make. It's very meta that way. But yeah, I think two is crazy, but it's less up its own ass. The first one is pretty. It gets kind of crazy. There's maybe the worst exchange of dialogue I've ever heard in a game is from Death Stranding 1. They have a Super Mario reference where they literally say, "Oh, Princess Beach." That word is said. So you don't even need the context. You could watch the clip and not even understand what's going on. It is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in a video game. So there's the good and the kind of not so good with Kojima. But
yeah, he just does whatever he wants.
He consistently makes interesting stuff, and when he sees somebody he likes in a movie, he tries to scan them. So good for him. Let him do his thing.
He loves to scan people. That's his thing.
That's his favorite thing. Yeah. There was this funny video. There's this funny video where Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5, the girl that played her, was like, "Yeah, they got me into a studio, and then they asked me to show them the bottom of my feet, and they asked to scan that." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just remembering that." And she's playing Metal Gear Solid 5 as she says this.
Yeah.
And she sees Quiet, who is patently not wearing any clothes because of dumb story reasons.
Yes.
Kind of showing the bottoms of her feet while in a cell. Metal Gear Solid 5 is weird. Sorry.
Weird game. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff to... Sounds like both of those... Metal Gear Solid 5 games have some weird stuff in them. So Ground Zeroes and the what is it, Phantom something or other?
Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
It involves a lot of things with women in very odd ways. I don't appreciate. The games themselves are very good, but they do weird stuff.
Kojima's a strange guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's less like that in Death Stranding, though. Like, there's not as much lascivious stuff going on.
That's good.
It feels like there's a certain modicum of respect levied towards female actresses in that game that you're not getting with those, with Metal Gear. So
he learned his lesson, maybe.
There's a weird thing involving bombs and Ground Zeroes. I'll keep it that way. Like, a very weird thing. That I probably told you about. But anyway, that's enough Kojima talk. Yeah, we mentioned... We kind of mentioned Dark Souls kind of here and there. Let's give a brief overview a little bit about like what we thought of that thing. Like, we both played through Dark Souls Remastered. We finished it a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah, just kind of like, I guess tell the people what you kind of came to in finishing that thing again. Like, how do you feel about Dark Souls coming? Like, does it come together? Does it kind of fall apart? We kind of talked about this a little bit.
I mean, I've ran through this thing countless times, right? It's like breathing for me, running through Dark Souls. Like, I just do it. Like, it's a thing that I do at least once a year since
Yeah.
I started playing that game in like I don't know when I played that game first, probably circa 2013, 2014, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. So
We were playing at the same time. I do remember.
yeah.
But-
And ever since then, I've just kind of made it like a yearly thing to go through that game at least once. And I played through that game, with all the builds, and all the challenge run things. I played through it modded, whatever, with like Scorched Contract mod. That's a fun one. But the game is a masterpiece, a masterclass in Metroidvania style design, in just do, don't say. It's sort of like its lore, its story, its themes. It just wants you to experience those in the world and seek those out yourself rather than just shoving them down your throat, like a lot of games at the time were doing in that HD era. And so it's just, obviously the game ended up sparking its own genre because, Demon Souls was before it, sure, but I don't really think anyone was saying Souls-like until Dark Souls came around. That's when that game really became like the blueprint for that sort of what's the word? Methodical
Souls-like
action RPG.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
That's when the sort of methodical action RPG that is a Souls-like came to be, and I don't think a lot of studios really understand what that game is or what that's supposed to be. So there hasn't been a lot of those that really have connected with me, like that game does, and like what FromSoft typically does with their games. The major thing, which you're probably waiting for me to say, is that the game does fall apart after Ornstein and Smell. That's the elephant in the room. That's kind of what you're wanting from me. Yep. Say the line. Yeah. No, it.
Yeah, say the line.
And it's fine. Like, I wouldn't play that game every single year and complete that game to completion every single year if it was unbearable. It's not. But
it was good, yeah, right.
It's just that stuff post Ornstein and Smo is just not as interesting, not as tight, and it just a lot of pieces after that are just too gimmicky. There's too many gimmicks.
Yeah.
It's kind of reverting back into that sort of Demon Souls formula of, we don't know what to do. We can't just have you fight a knight with a big sword, so we're just going to do this weird gimmick to where you're fighting like this bug that's inside of like this big tree, and that'll be fun for the players.
Yeah, fun is not the word I would use. It wasn't hard, but we had a couple attempts at that thing. Just kind of going back to what you said about Dark Souls kind of being the real hit, as compared to Demon Souls. Dark Souls is the best encapsulation of what the Souls idea is, at least initially for people. It's the reason that it caught on mainstream because it was a more coherent idea. Even though they didn't carry some mechanics from other games, that core philosophy was crystallized the best in that first game, as compared to Demon Souls. Like, Demon Souls was a good prototype, but in practice, it is more punishing than fun, I found, personally. And so Dark Souls has a better balance, even though the game, like you said, falls apart, I think. And I think that's why people appreciate that game. And people, credit Demon Souls for a lot of things, yeah. But Dark Souls really gets the recognition because it pulls it off more successfully, I think. The highs in Dark Souls 1 are higher than the highs in Demon Souls, and the lows are not as low, But yeah, playing it again, I really, really, really like that game. It's still is in my top half of Souls stuff, but it's not my top 2, 3. It's like 4, for me. But yeah, I'm really glad we played through it again. And yeah, basically all you're saying, I echo. We will be recording a very, very deep dive on this thing to kind of have the final say on that, to kind of kickstart our, I don't know what we want to even call it, like this kind of golden series we're going to make, where we're really diving deep into every game in at least the FromSoft Souls catalog, and we'll see how that goes and how long that takes first, and then we might even jump into the other From stuff, like Eternal Ring and Kingsfield. We'll have to see how it goes.
But I do like me some Kingsfield.
I know you do. But yeah, that's kind of the goal there. We hope to, before it kind of leaves our brains, to maybe record that Dark Souls stuff pretty soon. Hopefully in the next couple weeks. Kind of see how your situation is, kind of fluid situation. But yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, just kind of want to touch on that because that's been the biggest thing that we've shared together is that. And it was good, and we did a lot of game chat during it. It was fun. I like that.
Yeah, game chat. It's a good feature of the Switch 2. It is. It serves its purpose. It's not the best way to stream games to friends. That would be through a capture card through Discord. But for something that's just built into the system, no additional setup required, it does the thing well enough that I don't really see other consoles like really doing that as well as the game chat. So
right. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think it's just very like it's the thing that we brought up a couple times. It's just video game shorthand. It's nice to just see what's going on, even though you're not really even paying attention because you're doing your own thing.
Yep.
But you can look at it, glance where I'm at, like, oh, you're there? Okay, yeah. You don't have to kind of guess, which is nice. I wish it ran slightly better, but you're also getting 2 and 3 inputs of feed in there, and it's kind of tough. I mean, no other thing does that, so it's kind of it's unique in that way. But
it's gonna be nice for whenever we're going through Elden Ring on there, because we'll probably end up going through that tarnished edition of Elden Ring when that drops. So
hopefully this year. Hopefully that comes out this year.
That I'm sure that does.
Yeah. I would hope so. Hopefully it just gets shadow dropped and we just play that at some point.
Yeah, I'd play it right away if that gets shadow dropped. So I want to play through that game again after playing Nightreign. I might like it.
Sure. Yeah,
I might like it better now that I'm used to the engine a little bit more. I know the Nightreign engine's a little bit faster, but I'm probably gonna still enjoy that Elden Ring engine a little bit more now that I understand some of the mechanics, and it's a high power system. It's like high fantasy. Dark Souls is very low fantasy. Elden Ring's very high fantasy. You just kind of have to run with it. That's where they want to take the game. That's where they want to take the, that's where they wanted to move the series, and so they did. And some people like that. I prefer the rounded and reality sort of low fantasy of Dark Souls, but Elden Ring's not bad. So
yeah, I like Elden Ring a fair bit, more than you do, at least for now. We're both not huge fans of that DLC, but we will probably play that for the Tarnished Edition. We'll actually finish it.
Yep. I'm sure it'll be fine because we'll be pushing each other to get through that, and so we'll be able to get through that. I'm sure we'll have other people joining us as well. I've got some friends that will be joining us on that, so at least 1 or 2. So. Yeah,
that'll be exciting. I'm ready to do that. That'll be a good time.
Yep.
But yeah, a couple quick hits since we're kind of keeping on the Switch 2 stuff. You have something you want to talk about at some point too, with Final Fantasy IX. But I didn't want to talk too much about these little things. But I just want to say I've been kind of dabbling with Blasphemous on Switch 2. Again, another wild hair. I got them on sale recently, each about $5-10 a piece. And I've been really enjoying it. It's a very Catholic. I don't know what your exposure is to Blasphemous, but it's a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania with Souls elements.
Yeah.
It's really well done. I think the animation's awesome in it.
I've never
the
played
team
one of
that-
those 2D Souls-likes before, except for Hollow
Yeah.
Knight, so I don't...
Yeah, no Salt and Sacrifice, any of that, none of that.
No, never got around to any of those, because anytime I thought about it, I'm like, I could do that, or I could just play Dark Souls. And so I just played Dark Souls.
Right. They kind of more translate to like a Castlevania or something. Like there
Yeah.
is that From flavor
And-
in there with the respawning and all that.
Uh-huh.
but,
Again, if I wanted to play Castlevania, I just finally get around to playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's like been a crime that I haven't played through that thing yet.
I have no excuse because I have all of them on those compilations they've been putting out. So I need to. I wanted to beat Rondo of Blood first before I did that. But
Rondo of
that's all
Blood,
there is.
alright.
Yeah.
It's a weird place
Yeah,
to
people like
go.
Rondo.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I just hear Symphony of the Night is like the game to play, and so that I don't actually own that one yet, but I want to get that one so I can play that on PS1.
Yeah, that was a pretty wide release PS1 game. I don't think
Yeah.
that'd be too terribly expensive. So.
Yeah, I want to get that game and finally play through one of these. I know I'm gonna like it once I really sit down and give it time. Probably run through it with a guide, to be honest, because
Right.
that's
the way
just
to
my
go.
thing. I don't have time for these retro, archaic sort of systems. I just want to get through the
Right.
game and see what the game has to offer.
Yeah.
Experience it, and that's a fine way to experience it, I think, these days. So
Right. Yeah, and just kind of ending the Blasphemous kind of little tidbit. I've been really enjoying it. I'm playing it in Spanish, actually. It's from a Spanish studio, and the entire landscape is very Spanish influenced.
yeah,
So I feel like it's in keeping with that. I like that flavor.
yeah.
And it seems silly, but like I have a Hispanic background slightly. I'm pretty white personally, but like a lot of my family is very Hispanic. My mom is completely fluent, as you know. But yeah, like that, it's very, it kind of brings forward that sort of culture that I really appreciate. So
Yeah.
enjoying that. And then yeah, like we mentioned kind of at the top of the show, I started Splatoon 2's single player campaign. Really am liking it a fair bit. I think it's super fun. Yeah, the Switch 2 is just heavier, so like it doing the whole gyro stuff feels kind of cumbersome sometimes. I think I prefer playing it on the Pro controller,
Yeah.
which also has motion too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I've tried to play it in bed and it's just not great because the gyro. I'm like staring up in bed and you can refocus the camera, but it also knows that you're pointing it up in the air. So when it centers itself, it's still pointing up in the air for the game, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
this is terrible. So it's not really conducive to playing in a relaxed environment like that. But I'm really enjoying it. The idea is to do that, and then to do the all the Octoling stuff, the DLC that comes with your subscription for Splatoon 2.
Yep.
And then I bought 3. I wanted to get really good with 3 so I could jump into Raiders and feel pretty proficient. I might play like a fair amount of online is kind of what I mean, but I wanted to do all the single player stuff I could do, tackle the DLCs, and then see where I get to in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's a big blind spot in Nintendo's catalog for me, where I have not been as invested as I feel like I should. So maybe you'd want to play some multiplayer sometime.
Yeah, I like those games. I would love to get back into it. My whole play group just stopped playing it, and so I stopped playing it. But I've played through all those campaigns. The only one I haven't touched is that new DLC campaign for 3.
Right.
And I liked them alright. They're not like groundbreaker or anything, but they're alright.
They're like
and-
they're like that like Call of Duty slice of campaign for the multiplayer. Like, hey, get used to the mechanics and then go.
Yes.
You know?
Yep. But the multiplayer is, like you said, the draw of those games. And I was talking to you this earlier, but 3, they kind of pushed the salmon run a little bit too much, I thought. I'm not a big fan of the salmon run, and so I just like that PvP more. I really enjoy the it's not too well balanced, but I do enjoy the like the 3-team sort of turf wars that they have during like the Splat fests. That was a fun.
Oh, the Team v Team stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a fun addition to it. I don't even know if they do Splatfests anymore, but
I think they don't for this game. If they make
Yeah.
another one, they will be doing that again.
yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. But they those were fun. But yeah, the multiplayer had a lot of fun guns, a lot of fun mechanics, and you know I kind of would swap between being either sort of ultra like long range and like pinpoint accuracy sort of builds, or I would do ultra close range, up in your face, very quick builds.
Yeah.
So I liked like the squeezers or squelchers or whatever they're called, the like long tubular guns, and then
Okay.
I also liked the brushes quite a bit.
The brushes, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the dualies a fair bit.
Yeah.
So.
I never got a hang of the dualies. They were like the darling of Splatoon 2, but I never got around to like figuring them out. They weren't really my thing. I
like
did
the dash
love
function in there.
yeah, a lot of people like that. I did like the undercover Splatbrella quite a bit. I had a lot of fun with that one because it was just kind of like this super mobile shotgun with a shield attached. So it felt really good to just like go around and be able to like pop up, shotgun a guy, and then then run off.
That's cool.
So
Yeah. I'm enjoying the campaign for now. We'll see if I finish it. The goal is to at some point just kind of play little bits in here and there.
Yeah.
It's not the longest thing ever, but I'm really liking it. I'm liking it a fair bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other odds and ends that you can think of before we kind of hop into our quick little topic here?
I guess the Final Fantasy 9 stuff. If we wanted to touch on that real
Oh,
quick.
right. Yes. But I didn't know if there's anything additional, but yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. Final
no.
Fantasy 9.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing through that again after I've been on this RPG Final Fantasy-ish kick since Final Fantasy 6, and I'm not usually like that, so I've been trying to kind of ride it to get as many completed as possible.
Right.
Because usually I get sick of RPGs pretty easily. But I've been enjoying my time with 6, with Bravely Default, and now I'm enjoying it with Final Fantasy 9. I was playing through this game. It's my second time playing through it, and it was a while ago last time I played it, and so there's a lot of stuff I just didn't remember at all about this game.
Yeah.
And this story is a masterclass in the series. The characters are awesome. The lore is awesome. Cutscenes are wild. Everything about the game is just like really think like that's the pinnacle of Final Fantasy. I think that's like everything accumulates into that game, and then from there everything is just a little bit too far off of the vision for me to really fully be able to appreciate as much as 9. I think 9 is kind of where they really everything came together for that whole series.
Right.
But
Do you think? Sorry to interrupt you. Do you think you'll ever play like 10 or anything like that?
and I have definitely considered playing at least 10 and 16. I've considered playing those pretty heavily. I'm also a little bit interested in 13, but those are kind of the ones that I would really consider playing. But I want to get through the older ones before I even think about those, because I still haven't played 7 and 8 or 4. Those are the ones that I really want to hit.
As someone that's played through most of 1 and 2 and then dabbled with 3, you do not need to play those.
Yeah,
ones, really.
I've played through most of 1. I'm enjoyed my time with it, but it's
me too.
there's not much there, so
I platinumed that thing, and I can tell you, I've seen every aspect of that game. You're good. You
Yeah.
really are. It's only for like people that have no other Final Fantasy to play. I think.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm enjoying my time with 9. There's a lot of things that I didn't do in my first playthrough that now that I'm playing through with a guide, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was like a thing that I was supposed to be doing, and so I feel like I'm actually experiencing the whole game now that I'm using a guide to sort of seek those pieces of the game out. Like I'm pretty sure I just played without the the blue mage character for most of that game, the Q character, because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And so now I'm playing with that character. It's like, oh, that's interesting having a fourth character for most of this game that I just didn't have.
Yeah.
But it's one real quick thing on it. One anecdote. I was playing this on my PlayStation 1, and I got I got to Disc 2. Disc 1 was pretty rough with the load times, but I'm PlayStation guys, so I'm able to like be patient with it. Like, yeah, okay, that's just how this game works. But I get to Disc 2, and I kid you not, it would take about 5 minutes to transition between any sort of loading screen and the next thing that was loading. And I'm like, okay.
That's so insane.
There's either something really wrong with my PlayStation or really wrong with my disc. And so I was like, okay, I'm really hoping it's just the disc, because the PlayStation has been it's been on its last leg forever. I've had the thing forever, and it wasn't in good condition when I got it to begin with. I got it for free, and so it's been on its last leg for a long time. I just recently got the PlayStation 2, and I've just kind of had that alongside the PlayStation 1, and in my brain, I'm like, these are two separate things. I play my PlayStation 1 games on my PlayStation 1 and my PlayStation 2 games on my PlayStation 2. But I really wanted to actually enjoy the game, and I wasn't enjoying it with the 5-minute load times. That was a bit excessive. And so I'm like, okay, it's time to try this out on PlayStation 2. So I go into my PlayStation 2 settings, make sure to set my disk read speed to fast for the PlayStation 1 layer, and then I try it out night and day. Oh my gosh,
you said it was so much better.
It's barely even noticeable, the load times. It's like if I was playing it on modern hardware, to be honest. The read speed is so quick that there's really no load time. The only there's the opening animations whenever you get into a battle, but it literally just cuts right into the opening animation as soon as you hit a random encounter. So it's just so much better playing that on my PlayStation 2. So from now on, I think I'm just gonna be retiring the PlayStation 1 for now. If I find a game that doesn't run on my PlayStation 2, I can always pull it out, dust it off, and try it. But half the time, the thing doesn't even work. It doesn't even read discs properly half the time. It's on its last leg, and I want to keep it. I want to keep it as long as possible in a state where it can at least somewhat function in case if I do run into a game where it's having hiccups on the PlayStation 2, or it's got a known incompatibility with the PlayStation 2, and I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta pull out the PlayStation 1 to play this thing. So
but have you seen that PlayStation 1 with the TV monitor on it?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I think I've seen it before.
Cool.
But
that'd be good to get at some point. Just as a conversation piece.
Yeah. They've got those small ones too. I think they're just called PS1s. The smaller form factor PlayStation 1. So But I've thought about maybe possibly picking one of those up at some point, but because my original OG one is just on its last leg. So I'm going to be moving soon, most likely, and so when I do, that thing is just going to be in a box, and it will enjoy its boxy home.
Oh, sad.
It
you have to have a Viking funeral for your
right.
PlayStation 1.
It's not completely dead, like I said. It doesn't run things very well anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas the PlayStation 2 just runs it so much better. I'm very glad I picked up
good.
that PlayStation 2 because I need it for playing my PlayStation 1 stuff, which is my real sort of passion there.
Right.
And but yeah, it's it's good because I only have so many like slots on my my sort of multi-out on my TV, and so I really don't need two of the same like console cluttering it. So it'll be good to be able to, because what I'll probably do is hook back up my Steam Deck, because that was kind of my original thing I did with it, is I had my Steam Deck hooked up to it, and so not only was I able to play my Steam library on my sort of Sony Trinitron Tube TV, I also was playing actual Steam games on that, and I played through the majority of or read through the majority of Fate's Stay Night and Witch on the Holy Night on my Tube TV. So, yep.
That's crazy. I had no idea you did that way. How cool is that?
That was a fun way to do that. That's for sure. That was a lot of fun.
I am very happy that one of the best purchases I've ever made is that launch PS3 that I got.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
They're very expensive. Yeah, they're. When I bought it for $600 off of eBay.
Yeah,
it came in really good shape, but I want to say, since people are just selling what they have, it's getting more expensive. You know, so I'm glad I got what I did about like half a decade ago. But it plays PS1, 2, and 3 games, obviously, so it's great.
Yeah, and I could play my PS1 games on my PS3, but I'd rather have the PS3 hooked up to a modern display. I think that's the way to be with that HD era respect. You know, what the idea was behind the HD era was play this on an HD TV, please. So. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
That's kind of how I am with gaming. I like to respect whatever that game's original screen it was designed for was when I'm what's the word when I'm evaluating a game, when I'm
right
when I'm trying to figure out okay, why is this piece of this what is this piece of this game, I want to make sure I'm on the correct screen so that I know what people were meant to see basically on a game. So that's why I don't like a pet peeve of mine is like upscaled GBA games, like Game Boy Advance games that are like blown up. They just don't look great because they were made for that small sort of screen. So I try and play those portable when I can rather than play those on a big screen. They're fun to play on big screen sometimes, but the art just gets a little blurred when
you gotta need that separation to go I can kind of distinguish what's going on. I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's Final Fantasy IX. That's old game talk. I like that. I should break out my PlayStation 1 and just display it because I like that thing. I have the regular one with the cover that you slap down.
Oh yeah, that's the one I've got. You can kind of see it back behind me.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Yeah, for sure. But enough about that stuff. Let's have a quick little topic. I kind of wanted to bring up what are the what are the most essential indie games that you can think of? Like, we kind of discussed this a little bit.
We've definitely discussed this in the past too. I don't know if we have on the pod or not, but I definitely have my sort of like internal timeline of indies.
Same. Yeah, same here. And yeah, I feel like I've definitely mentioned this on the pod too. Like, indie games fill in the gaps for me, and they've taken the kind of landscape left by AA games or whatever, and filled it with interesting stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The games that you would get from corporations, in the early aughts, mid aughts, are now just indie games. Just people making independent stuff. And I feel like I play a lot of them. I play a lot of indie games.
You do.
And I play. I've been playing a fair amount of new stuff here and there. But for instance, Deltarune, that's an indie game. Blasphemous, that's an indie game. Like that sort of stuff. And I kind of want to go like, okay, what if someone wanted to not play a big thing or a live service thing, where should they go? Where should we point them to?
Yeah.
I kind of want to make a concise list of 3 to 5 things. Because I could easily list more than that personally, because there are so many games. But I have a distinct list I've drilled in my memory. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it like a list like that, that's fine with me. I see indie gaming as more of just like a story in my head. Like there's so many indie games that like are very similar to each other. I always have trouble like we were talking about the 2D Souls-likes earlier. Like we've got Hollow Knight, we've got Salt and Sanctuary, we've got Ender Lilies, we've got Blasphemous, we've got all these different things that are these, and those are all 2D Souls-likes, and there's a ton more, like 9 Souls. There's so many.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, there's so many of those things. I don't even know where to start with them because there's just so many of them, and they're all trying to do something different. But I don't know which of those differents I would like best. I mean, I've played Hollow Knight, but
it's kind of its own thing. Like Metroidvania is almost its own thing, and Souls-like games are almost their own thing. But they're like subsections of the indie genre in some way.
But then there's like the indie platformer genre, and then there's like the
right.
Yeah,
it's like a gaming umbrella unto itself. So I think I'm with you there. But let's just take turns going back and forth. It won't be very long.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll have some similar games here because I brought up a couple examples of stuff I didn't want to personally forget. But I'll start with my favorite indie game of all time. It's Spelunky. Spelunky is. It's as close as you can get to perfection that I've encountered. In the
I've never played
genre.
that game, so
it's so good. I mean, it's so basically it's like an Indiana Jones type of thing. Spelunky 1 specifically. Spelunky 1. I have played hundreds and hundreds of hours of this game. Like it's one of my most played games ever. I played it on Switch. I played it on 360, PS4, PS3, like Vita. I've played this thing endless Steam. I play this thing endlessly over so many different SKUs, and I never get tired of it. It is maybe my favorite comfort game. I've rung in many holidays playing Spelunky just to remember that I played it on a holiday, like on Christmas Eve. It's my tradition to play Spelunky for some reason. I don't know why. I always do it. But it's very simple. Like it's a roguelike platformer. And it's very difficult. And there's a lot of hidden stuff, but you got to think of it like kind of Indiana Jones with procedural level generation. And it's one of these rare occasions where it just works. Everything about this game works. You're always going to find the exit. There's never a time where you can't. Like you start basically at the top of a map, and you'll find your way procedurally through these biomes. And you'll have to get to the exit, gathering gold as you go, weapons as you go to kind of further your run, that sort of thing. And there's always a million things trying to kill you. So you have all this stuff you learn along your way just by failing. Like, oh, I know what to look for if a spike shoots at me. I know what to do with that. Like, I know what this item does from this run to this run. Like, it's I don't know. It's like the bare. It's like the best distillation of the roguelike genre I've found. I think it's just brilliant, brilliant game. It's my favorite indie game of all time, and it's the closest I could get on a top 10 probably ever. I think Spelunky is that special to me personally. And yeah, I think Derek Yu is a genius, like the guy that made that game. He also made Spelunky 2, but he did that UFO 50 stuff with a bunch of other game dev people that came out last year. It's like this compilation of a bunch of indie games, 50 indie games from, like, the story is like it's from a defunct game studio, which is really fun. Like they made like a fake lore and everything for this whole company. That they released all these games on this one piece of hardware, and yeah, Derek Yu, cool guy. There's a great documentary specifically about Spelunky from NoClip, which I bring up from time to time. They do amazing video game documentaries, but their Spelunky one is a particular favorite of mine. So that's my first one. I love Spelunky. If I were to rank it, it'd be number one. So that's me. What do you think? What do you have for one of your picks here?
Yeah, it's hard for me to really like rank like my number one indie game because there's a lot of like indie gaming is at least half of like my like like the stuff I grew up on, because I really did when I was in like my pre-teens, like that was like indie. I grew up alongside indie gaming, like I really did, and so but I'll just start, I guess, with the title that like really sold me as a kid on indie gaming, and that would be Cave Story.
Cave Story, yeah, Cave Story.
Cave Story on WiiWare. That demo was just incredible. I played that demo over and over and over again. I don't think I actually got the full game until I got it on 3DS.
3DS, yeah, that was a great way to play that.
Well, maybe I did buy the full game eventually on.
Did they have 3D functionality for that game in there or no?
So I don't remember that. I know they did make a remake of the game on 3DS, and that was an actual like 3DS title with 3D models and things like that. I never got around to that one. That original one, I think I did end up buying it on WiiWare. But I mostly just remember playing that demo over and over again because I played that thing religiously until I could finally get the actual full game. And yeah, I mean that game has an amazing story, amazing like world building, amazing progression. It's got that Metroidvania thing going on for it. Amazing mechanics, combat. It's just such a tight game. It feels like no piece of that is wasted. Like there's no time in that game where I feel like I'm wasting my time. Basically, it really is just like the perfect indie game for me.
Absolutely.
I adore that game. It's really cool because that thing's just been ported to everything because it is kind of like a freeware game as well. Before Nicholas got like the publishing rights to it.
Nicholas.
It's made by just like one guy at Pixel, so you see it a lot whenever you install Linux distros, and I used to do that a lot when I was a teenager, and so I'd always just give it a quick test run whenever I'd see it in the Linux stores and things like that. So
that's great. Love that. That's good. Yeah, and the goal here is not to rank. I just think Spelunky, if I were to rank, it'd be my number one, without a doubt.
It's hard.
It's even over one over. Yeah, it's even over number one over this next game, which is top 5 game for me ever. If we're talking most essential indie games, like I think this next game I'm going to talk about is inherently harder to get into. I feel like Spelunky is the best distillation of what I think an indie game is. This next one is so extravagant and so out there you have to really be prepared for it, and that's Outer Wilds. Like, you have to be completely. You have to give yourself over to that game in a way where you're ready for whatever it throws.
Yeah.
At you. And it throws so much at you. But if you give if you are willing to commit your time to discovering the world and the story behind basically what's going on, this 22-minute time loop, you're going to like view video games differently. Like there's literally a time before I played this game and then a time after. That's literally it feels like a junction point for me as a gamer. The ending of that game is something I will never talk about because it is so genuinely profound to me. I was sobbing uncontrollably playing that thing. It has, and I was scared too. Like there's this one scene in that game, the very, very, very end, where I was completely awestruck in a way I cannot explain. It felt like a religious moment that the game was showing me, and I was like, I couldn't believe it was happening. I was like, this is maybe the best thing I've ever seen in a video game. Outer Wilds is mechanically dense. It is thematically one of the most interesting video games ever made. It is so systematically cohesive and concise. Like, they designed the shit out of this game, and it, like, when you really see how they built this thing, also another no-clip documentary, it is baffling how well it works, because it feels like it should not. It feels like it's something that should spin apart and fly away. It is that tightly designed. Outer Wilds is a can't-miss video game, period, full stop. I would love that game. I like Spelunky over it because I think it means more. I think it is the most indie game I could think of. Like, if you're going to play something that is the easiest thing to get into, understand, play, and love, Spelunky. That's what I think. But Outer Wilds, for me personally, it is the most personal game I've ever played to me, and it's one of the greatest indie games ever. So that's my next one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I'll jump into my next one. I gotta get around to
please.
Outer Wilds at some point. I own that thing. But
it'll change your life.
Yeah.
And not just that, the DLC has some mechanics that I've never seen in a video game. It completely blows your mind what they try to do with that thing. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, you do something mechanically in that game that is so jaw-dropping. You're like, this is a different video game. Like, what they are doing here is out of this world, literally.
Yeah.
I think the DLC in some spots is even better than the main game, which is so rare. But anyway, continue.
So I will talk about a game that kind of changed my perspective on what games can be, and kind of shifted my focus on the types of things that I consumed for a long time, types of games and things like that. Really was just like a 180 for me. And it was kind of just like the context of finding this game was I was just kind of looking for free games as a preteen because I didn't have any money. I was very poor. And so I was just on my PC looking for free games, and I had just previously gotten out of like some online like communities and things like that, and I was just kind of looking for something like I could just focus on the game. It was just a single player experience. I was kind of over online stuff at that time, and so I found like this like it was like a PC Gamer article or something like that, and it had like the 50 best freeware games or something like that, and somewhere in that list I found Yume Nikki, and that game kind of changed my whole viewpoint on like what a game can be, what an indie game can be, because the game, it's hard to even call it a game. It's more of an experience because you're just experiencing the world of this game, the art of this game, and the again hidden in sort of like the context of the game story. The game doesn't shove any sort of story. There's like no text related to the story at all, right? The game is just all about experiencing the story through the imagery, through the atmosphere of the game, through your journey with the game, and it is a mind-boggling experience if you've never experienced something that isn't about you're not going from point A to point B. You're not on some grand quest. You're not John Gunman. You're just
right.
You're just Madoka, I think her name is, or
Yeah, you're just this little kid.
Matsuki or something like that. You're just this little kid, and or I don't think she's a little. I think she's an adult woman, but without getting into too much of like the spoiler territory on that, its story is very grim, very. It's like a very grim game, and when you come to that realization, it kind of just like I think it was at that moment that I just like grew up, like playing that game. Just I grew up after playing that game.
Yeah.
And so it just changed my life. And then I had like this huge obsession with RPG Maker games after that. That was the first RPG Maker game I played.
Right.
And then I played like all of the RPG Maker games that were like the cult classics sort of things. And I even played like every single Yume Nikki fan game I could get my hands on.
Oh, wow.
There was a lot of them. A lot. And so I played so many of those. And they were all just different artists just wanting to, tell a story through that medium of just walking around a world and collecting things. They're absolutely a fascinating deep dive. Those Yume Nikki fan games especially. But also just RPG Maker games in general I think they're highly underrated in the sort of games media scene. And they're absolutely worth checking out even today. A lot of those classic RPG Maker games. And I'm excited for that off release on Switch because that'll be great to play that again. Cause that's
August, right? Yeah,
sounds right. Out. Yeah, that'll be good to play again. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever that comes to Switch, I will be playing that as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, good stuff. I like that. Yume Nikki. I added it to my Steam library. It's free, so
yep.
I am checking it out for sure. My next thing, so I'm going to try to have a list of 5. I think I've decided on 5. This will be my third. I think this game might have my favorite loop of almost any game. Like I love what you do in this game, and it's sadistic and it's cruel and it's brutal, but it's Hotline Miami. Like that. Oh my man, that loop, once you get into a flow state with this game, there's nothing like that. I love this game so much, I've platinumed it twice on Vita and on PlayStation 4. And actually on PlayStation 5 as well, so 3 times I have platinumed this game. I adore this game so much. It is everything I would like in playing a video game. It is a video game as a video game. It is tight. The controls are so tight. It is hyper stylized. The music is just unrelenting, banger after banger. That first one specifically has one of the greatest like cultivated playlists I've heard in a game, even to this day. I think the music choice they have in Hotline Miami makes that game. It's the beating heart to which the game is operating under, and I just think it's immaculate. The design of that game is immaculate. And like you, I dabble with 2, and I didn't. It got too big. I think 2 got too big, like space wise. So like you were getting killed off screen a lot, and there was a
Yeah.
lot of like, I don't know, the story was not as good,
No.
and the story in Hotline Miami is not amazing anyway, but it's still pretty good. Two felt pretty unfocused to me. It was cool they made a second one, but like it's just not as fun.
Yeah.
Hotline Miami is brilliant. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play that game yearly. It's one
Fair
of my
enough.
favorite games ever.
I only played it through it the one
Yeah.
time, but I enjoyed my time with it. So.
I just when I want to play a game to cut some dudes up, I'll play that. It's so easy to pick up and play. I adore that game. But,
Yeah, I definitely
that's
fell
my
off
third
that
anyway.
second game because it just.
Yeah, me
wasn't-
too. I really did. I played about 60% of that thing, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not having fun. I'm just not
No.
going to play this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah. The story
It
is
lost
odd.
what
The
it.
story's so weird.
It just kind of lost what it was in a significant way, I think.
Yeah, I like the original Hotline Miami because it's very removed, very detached.
Mhm.
Like you are doing a job until you are not doing a job, and then it kind of wraps back around a little bit. But like
Yeah.
the second one is cold in a way where it's not. It feels inaccessible. Like you can't relate to anybody. Like you can kind of relate to your main dude in Hotline Miami, but like
Yeah.
in the second one, you're just like, I'm playing a bunch of people I don't like. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not supposed to like criminals anyway, but like at least the first one has a certain panache that the second doesn't. I think personally. But yeah, that was my number 3. I love Hotline Miami so dearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got?
Yeah. We've talked about some heavy hitters already.
Really good ones so far. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many that are super important to me. I don't want
I
to.
know. Yeah, this is just like spotlighting the things that you think are like.
Yeah,
Some
I
of
don't
the
get
best,
enough spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you were gonna bring this one up yet or not. This is kind of a shared game that we both really like.
Yep.
The Forgotten City.
Yeah, that's a
That
great
game
one.
is incredible. I know it's a newer title, but for me, like that's
So
like
good.
an instant classic. Like, and it's got like that foundation too, right? Because it's got that. I still need to go back and play that original Skyrim mod. I would be interested in checking that out.
Yeah, that original like Forgotten City template
Yeah,
is really
but
cool. Yeah.
I never got around to that.
Also,
but-
another documentary.
Okay, yeah. That Forgotten City game, though, that game, that's my, like Outer Wilds moment that you were talking about, where, like, you have, like, this sort of, like, religious moment with a game. That's when you figure out what's going on with this game, and you actually see, like, what's going on behind the scenes, and your mind is just blown. You're like, what is this? What is happening here? They can't have this in a game. Is this like, am I still playing a game here? Like
It feels like they break the rules, but in the right way, where it feels like
Yes.
you're getting away with something.
Yeah.
Like once you figure out that loop, and since it is a shared game, I'm just kind of putting my 2 cents in.
Yeah.
There is a clean break. There's a clean break in this game. When you understand what's going on, you do it all. You have a discussion with something, and it is maybe one of the best sequences in a game I've played. It is actually fairly mind-blowing what they do in that game. But yeah, I agree with you. That game is fantastic.
Yeah.
What a game. And we were also playing that at the same time too. We were
Yeah.
both kind of going like, "Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's crazy." Yeah, that's a really, really, really good pick. I honestly thought you were going to pick something else, but I love that.
Yeah.
That pick. Yeah, I guess anything else on that for you, since I kind of interrupted.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, that was about it. Yeah, it's an incredible game to experience, and when you figure out what's going on in the background, like, I was like up super late. I had just been like working all day, and so like I was kind of sleep deprived, and like I seeing this, and I'm like losing my mind. I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, am I still playing a video game? Like, yeah,
Right.
it was wild. So
Right.
Because
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
I did pull an all-nighter when I played that game.
Oh,
and,
really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I pulled an all-nighter to like
Crazy.
experience everything in that game that same like night that I picked it up. So
Yeah.
so I was very
like
sleep
that. I like
deprived
that.
when I got to that revelation. So to me, it felt very real, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?"
Yeah. You want to talk video game stories? That's up there recently for some of the best.
Yeah.
Um, it's so good. Just
Yeah.
the core conceit of the nature of the world and
Yeah.
how you discover the cycle of that
Yeah.
and finding an interesting character that is proof that the cycle continues. It's really cool. That
Yeah.
is a great game. Oh my god, I love that game. Yeah, that's a good pick. Another one you're going to be able to guess, and you need to play this at some point. Into the Breach. I bark at you to play it every couple months. It's one of the best tactical games ever. It's mostly a puzzle game. Yeah, the thing about the game that's so good is that you're constantly in bad situations, and so you're always trying to just basically carve out just a little bit of time so you can get through the mission. You're basically like mech forces fighting a kaiju invasion that have burrowed from the underground. The goal is to beat these maps, and you can kind of select modifiers that will, reward you different rewards for finishing them in under a different like under mission stipulations or under a certain turn count or something like that. And you basically funnel all these resources into finishing a run. It's a roguelike where you're basically trying to bomb the underground and destroy all the killer kaiju bugs. But it's really good because you can like beating the game is not hard. It's not really hard even on the insanity difficulty, whatever it is. It's about beating it with multiple teams. Like there's a bunch of different teams you can use, all with different power ups and stuff. There's 3 members per team. But at the end, you can mix and match and make your own team too. And there are just these like in-game achievement system that just keeps you wanting to play and play and play. And yeah, I just think Into the Breach is so special. I really do. I love that game so dearly. Yeah, it's one of my picks for some of the most essential indie game you could have. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna throw on FTL as an honorable mention on that because
Love that.
I
Yeah.
do adore that game so much. I've like 200 hours in that game, and it's just I'm not usually a type for that sort of RTS game, but the way that FTL just marries the RTS with like the management of your ship and your focusing on what's going on inside your ship while also trying to target specific parts of an enemy ship and also trying to like manage where your crew is at,
Yeah.
and even like sometimes like actually like managing like sending them onto the enemy ship, and then you're like watching where you're firing because you don't want to fire at your own crew that's on the enemy ship. And there's just so much complexity there in such a small package, so you don't feel overwhelmed like a lot of like grand strategy and even just regular strategy games overwhelm me with like decision paralysis. In FTL, everything you need, all the inputs and outputs are on the screen at all times. All you have to do is make the decisions in an optimal way. And the best part is you can just hit the space bar to pause anytime you need a minute to just think about what you're wanting to do next. And so it truly is like the pinnacle of strategy games for me.
Yeah,
And
Subset, they don't miss, dude. They
no,
don't miss.
They don't miss.
Really don't.
And I need to try that Into the Breach. You probably need to play more FTL, to be honest. I will say.
I think we could do a bit of
Yeah,
both. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
That game is just one of my all-time favorite games. But I want to highlight stuff that's a bit more like deep and personal for me on this.
Yeah,
FTL
for
is
sure.
an important game for me, but
Honorable mention.
is an honorable mention. But So I'm going to go ahead and throw out my next pick.
Yeah, please.
And that's going to be Pathologic. That game.
Yeah,
is,
you love this game. Yeah.
It's an incredible experience that everyone needs to experience this game. It is the essence of a game that is so cryptic and so unruly, and it's very anti-player. The entire game is anti-player, and I love me some games that are ostensibly anti-player. Like it wants you to know it is anti-player. That is what this game is.
My goodness.
And it is, you feel so involved in this game, even if you're like using like a guide like I did to try and manage some of the sort of sim systems that are going on in the background, because you really do need a guide in order to even like keep up with what this game wants from you in terms of like who to talk to,
right,
and how to manage your time, because it is a like day management sort of game where you have a certain amount of time in the day and you got to complete certain tasks in the sort of Asian steppe region that this game takes place in. It's very lots of folk Slavic sort of pieces to this game, and it's just really speaks to me on a lot of levels. I absolutely adore the setting of this game, and the themes of the game, just the meshing of the new with the old, sort of at odds with each other, with the Bachelor versus the Haruspex, which is like the sort of modern medicine man versus the traditional healer, and then there's like the Changeling, who's sort of like the miracle worker, that's even more like in the old ways than like the the traditional medicine man. And so
right,
that game is so incredible. I could go on and on about Pathologic and all of its systems and just my time with it, and how much I adore that game. And the game is just it does like the whole fourth wall breaking thing in really interesting ways. Like it'll just start talking to the player out of like nowhere, and you'll be like, oh, the game's talking to me now. Okay, yeah. Oh, because
I love it when games do stuff like that.
Yeah, the whole game, even at the intro, is like it treats the game like it's a stage play. And so like they have like your 3 like playable characters as like actors on a stage, all like debating against each other, and immediately you can tell that this game is full of philosophical nonsense to the brim. The game thinks it's so intelligent because it can just throw out these nonsensical philosophical arguments, and just uses the strangest choice of words from that the sort of Russian to English translation that's happening here, and it's just so bizarre of a game.
Yeah, you've told me about
surreal.
This game for so
very
long, and I'm just
surreal.
I'm just kind of like daunted by it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, because it is so inaccessible in some ways.
Yes.
I go like, I don't know, would I actually like this thing? But yeah, I have it in my library. I could play it.
I love me some inaccessible games. That's my thing. I love inaccessible
that's your
games.
bag.
Prickly games. Yep.
Sure. God be with you. I mean,
I played through that first Monster Hunter recently, and that was also an incredible experience for me. I adored my time with that game, despite all the frustrations and all the anti-player pieces to that game. So,
right, yeah, yeah, that's good. I like that pick. That's a really good pick.
Yeah.
So, a couple honorable mentions for me, since you threw out a couple. I'm not going to add a Hollow Knight or Shovel Knight here. I think those games speak for themselves.
They speak for themselves. Those are the games. People know those games. Yeah.
Yes, those are the games. I'm kind of picking from like what I think are the most essential.
Yep.
And the last one I'm going to talk about for my kind of 5 of, I'm just kind of blurting out here, is it's Balatro, man. Like I just think Balatro is such a good game. Like I think you spend one night with that thing, you're going to lose all the time you allow it to suck from you. Like it is so endlessly addicting. There's so many ways to play that thing, to look at it, to talk about it. I mean, it's hard to explain. Like it's not even about poker or gambling. Like it looks like it on the surface, but you're using just poker mechanics to play a run, adding and subtracting cards and modifiers as you go. I just think it's brilliant. I just think there's a reason it was Game of the Year last year, and there's a reason it was high up for my Game of the Year in general. Yeah, I adore the game so much. So that would be my pick. I think that would be my pick is Balatro, just to kind of round it out. But like you said, there's so much to pick from in general, like stuff I haven't even talked about. Like Celeste is a great one. I mean, freaking Hades, Super Meat Boy, like Undertale. We talked about Undertale at the beginning of the show. Like, there's so many routes you could choose from. But for my 5, like I feel like if it's my indie DNA, like those 5, those are my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you kind of have a last one? What do you think?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out some more honorable mentions because I gotta one up you a little bit.
No, that's fine. Please. There's so much we want to talk about.
I know.
Totally
I love indie gaming. I really do.
Me too. I like it better than big games sometimes.
Yeah. It's been hard for me to find indie games that I speak to me lately. It's not something I've been doing a whole lot of recently, but
sure.
I've got a long history with indie gaming, and I'm sure I'll find something that speaks to me again in the near future. But the things that I kind of want to briefly mention are Signalis. That game is incredible. Very PS1 era survival horror coded, with a great sort of sci-fi horror blend in that game. It's got a lot of like pieces of like what it means to be human, and things like that. And it's got like sort of just this whole like trying to overcome some relationship issues, sort of theming and plot to it. So it's really interesting in its themes, and its gameplay systems are really unique. And they've actually done a good job of making this game accessible as well. Because when I played it, you had like the old like sort of inventory management systems, but you can actually turn that off now in the game, so to where you can just have unlimited inventory and whatnot if you just want to breeze through this game to experience the game. But
good on them.
Yeah, that's fine for people who want that. I would still recommend playing it with just the original intent in mind of the inventory systems, the inventory management. Just it's fun to engage with that. If you don't see yourself enjoying it, then just turn it off. But But yeah, so I kind of wanted to highlight that. I also just want to briefly talk about my time with the Toho series. I don't think indie gaming would be a thing without Toho. I truly don't. I think Toho is like the like Zune, the creator of Toho. Without him, people wouldn't have the gumption to do these one-man indie projects that we see all the time nowadays. Like
all the time,
they all draw inspiration in one way or another from Zune. Like you can see in like interviews with them. I mean, Undertale literally is just like bullet hell Toho. Like that. It's not even yeah. I mean, there would be no Undertale without Toho. That's just how it is.
True.
And so Toho is pretty important franchise, both to internet culture, to video games as just like this like open source IP. It's fantastic for anyone who just wants to pick up the IP and use it, because everyone instantly recognizes the characters. So you can pretty much do what you want, make the game you want, and you already have a set of characters with their own, lore and story and backgrounds, and you can just focus on the game's mechanics. And
Right.
there's no better example of that than Toho Luna Nights, for instance. But I won't go into too detail. This is still my honorable mention sort of thing, but I just wanted to briefly mention that. But
Mentioned. Yeah.
my pick for my last pick is VA11 Hall A. I adore this game.
Yeah.
This is the game that got me into visual novels. It's the it's just the perfect. This is the game that got me into retro tech. It got me into CRT. It got me into just the sort of like cyberpunk and vaporwave aesthetic sort of things I was into for a long time after that. And it's just a lot of my current things I enjoy. I don't think I would have been gravitated towards without VA11 Hall A, without that game. That game's super important to me. And it's got one of my favorite gaming anecdotes of just coming home late from working super late shift at Walmart, and just putting ramen noodles on the stove and going and just booting up this game and just getting absolutely enthralled in the world and the characters and the story of this just down-to-earth, cozy sort of slice of heaven in this sort of cyberpunk dystopia of a world.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, dystopia is, a place that the current world is headed towards very quickly, and so finding those sort of
there's been an acceleration.
Finding those sort of just simple pleasures in life is very important, and that game was very important at me at a time where I didn't have those feelings of simple pleasures, and so that game is super, super important to me. And
love it.
Yeah. So
That's perfect. That's 5 and 5, dude. Those are our indie gaming hearts, I think.
Yeah.
I think those ones are the ones that would if we were to pinpoint you have to try one of these games before you die.
Yeah.
I think that is definitive what that list is,
a lot of good genres in there, a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So
a lot of diversity. Indie gaming is so great because it's got the category of indie games, but the actual games themselves can be so different. You know. We might do another one of these things at some point just to highlight some more. That'd be fun. But I wanted to kind of dip our toe in and go hey, what we could do maybe next time? What are some underrated gems of the indie space? That'd be fun.
Sure.
But these are the ones where we're hey,
you have to.
You've definitely heard of these games.
Yeah.
You need to check these out. Yeah. That's the idea. So, I love it. I love your list. It's great. All the stuff that I heard from you there, I'm yeah, for sure. That is totally. I love that. Anything else to add to our list that you want to kind of talk about? Any more honorable mentions, or are you satisfied? I'm satisfied with mine. Garfield Kart, yeah.
Yeah, Garfield Kart. Yep, gotta play Garfield.
It's the first in our underrated gems. That was it.
Yeah, Garfield Kart.
Number one.
It's actually pretty fun though. By the way, it's a really fun kart racer. Yeah.
I will never get on that, but
Yeah, you should. Just like you should get on
the hot scoopage.
Genso Skydrift, another great kart racer. It's just double dash 2 basically. So
I like Double Dash. I
Yeah,
like Double Dash.
it's that Toho kart racer that I was telling you about not too long ago. But
Yep, I remember. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's that little topic. I enjoyed doing that. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just some like little bits of stuff I've been kind of watching, reading, playing, whatever. Besides video games, I should say. I've been watching some Brad Pitt movies. I don't know. I watched Moneyball and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood back to back. Those movies are really good. Watching more Attack on Titan with the lady. Of course, I'm watching more One Piece. I hit episode 250. So, milestone there. I'm only an eighth of the way through. Something like that.
Yep.
It's very good. It's very good so far. I'm in Water 7, deep in Water 7. For those who know, they know. I watched Zoolander recently. It's got one of my favorite jokes ever. I've got the black lung pop. So every time I don't want to do something, I've started doing that to my wife, and she's like, "You need to shut up." Actually,
That's a funny movie.
Like, I've got the black lung. Yeah, the Center for Children Who Can't Read Good is so good.
Yeah.
He's got the building, and he's like, "What is this? A building for ants?" He knocks it over. It needs to be at least 3 times bigger. It's so good. How dare you give me this latte? It's 3 degrees too cold, or whatever. It's so good. He throws it on the guy. He's like, ah! I love that movie. Zoolander's so good.
Yes.
The gasoline scene where they're playing with the gasoline hoses and a guy lights a cigarette and Zoolander's walking away from them. He's like, no! And it's like all those fashion guys he's bunking up with. Oh my god. Oh my god, that movie's so good. I love Zoolander. Yeah, I talked to you about this. K-pop Demon Hunters. If you're listening to this, it's like the #1 movie in the world right now because it's so good. I highly recommend that movie. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I've already sold you on it. But great movie. And then finally, I've been reading a lot of manga. I'm like halfway through all of Delicious in Dungeon, and it's getting very, very, very good. I'm on volume 9 of 14.
That anime is super good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I'm kind of finishing that to kind of watch the anime, so I'm almost done with that.
That anime is incredible.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, I'm going to finish the series. I'm going to get right back to this. And I've been reading a lot of Junji Ito. I've been reading Tombs tonight. I read Black Paradox the other night, and man, that is some crazy stuff, dude. One of the wildest premises and stories in any manga I've read. It's one of my favorites he's done. It's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Remina is still up there, though. I think you personally would love Remina. It's such a good... Junji Ito is amazing, and I know you don't like Uzumaki that much, but all of this stuff is very good. But that's all the stuff I've been doing besides video games. Yeah, any little bits for you?
I've mostly just been not watching a whole lot. Watched some Witch Watch here and there. That's been a fun seasonal. And then
I think that's good.
It's fun. It's fun and poppy, and I'm watching it with friends, and so we were having fun just watching that thing, and it makes you smile. It's got some funny stuff to it. And
the opening title looked really good for Witch Watch. I was like, this looks good. Yeah.
Oh, that opening theme or whatever by Yoasobi. Like that. Yoasobi doesn't miss all those opening themes. They're so good. She did the opening theme for the Gundam Witch from Mercury. That's a good one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Da 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 da. I love that one. So good. That's so good.
Yeah. But
I need to finish that. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah. I need to finish. I need to finish Quicks. To be fair, the Gundam Quicks. Or Gwix.
Is that how we're saying it? Oh, what an obnoxious title! I can't.
It's a fun show. It really is fun. It's along the same lines as Witch from Mercury. I think that's just the style they're wanting to go with right now for the series, and it's a decent style. That's just what's popular, and so they're doing these sort of school anime sort of stuff. This one's a little bit more less on the school side and more on the rebellious side, so it's kind of cool in that way. But
okay,
yeah,
Interesting.
But
I really liked Witch from Mercury from what I saw. I thought it was
yeah, it's a really
one of my
good show.
favorite first episodes in any anime recently. It's been really intense.
Yeah.
The first episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
But yeah, and then I've been watching To Be Hero X, and that's
yeah. So sell me on this thing slightly.
Mhm.
Like, what is the hook of this thing? I kind of want to know.
yeah. So it's basically dystopian world where however many people believe you can do something that like you convince so many people that you can do something, you start to actually be able to do that thing. It's basically the crux of it. So it's a social media, like social what's the word? Social influence sort of power system.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. The higher your social influence, the more powerful you are as a hero.
Very unique.
Yep.
Very unique.
Yep.
I like
Yep.
that.
And so there's like a lot of like dystopian corporations built up around these things that are just pushing people to be more and more and more popular so they can get more and more popular or powerful,
Right.
and just be these sort of cash cows for these corporations by
Right,
using their
right.
powers to bring people into the corporations, and they can profit off them, and so that's like the whole
Yeah.
thing is profiting off of the work of these heroes and the image of these heroes, and it's very, very, very dystopian.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
And but it's got some incredible animation in the first sort of half of it, but the second half they drop sort of like the 3D arcane style and go to sort of a more traditional anime style, which it's not bad, but it just most of us like came for that sort of arcane style, and when they drop that, it's just hard to
Is that
appreciate it as much.
Is that jarring? Like that change? Like is
Yeah, it helps that the show is a series of self-contained stories. So they'll dedicate a few episodes to a hero, and then they'll switch to a new hero and dedicate a few episodes to that hero. And they've had this steadily sort of working backwards progression to where they're going backwards in time as you watch the show. And so we haven't figured out what they're leading up to, and a friend of mine was saying, like, I don't even know how to explain this show, because it's this show, like what this show is about, in which I feel like I explained it fairly well, but like you really just have to see the show in order to like understand what the show is really about. Because right now it's kind of just all about just like these self-contained stories that are like also interconnected in small ways, and so
cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I like that power system. Very,
Yeah.
very unique.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I
It's
love
a
that.
super interesting power system. A lot of twists and turns. A lot of like unexpected like things happen, and you're just like, what? They did that? And then they'll you'll get to the next episode. You're like, oh wait, no, they didn't do that. And then you'll get to the next episode. You're like, wait, no, they did do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like the back and forth, like, oh no, they would never do that. Surely they'd
They're
never do
double
that.
rug pulling you.
Yeah, they're double
they're
rug
like,
pulling
whoop, whoop.
you. They double rug pull you in this show. It's wild. It's
Insane.
absolutely insane. Yep.
Insane. Yeah, I gotta watch that. That's really
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, I gotta see that. You've been extolling the virtues of it for a couple weeks now, and or honestly, a better part of 2 months. I was like, that seems really good.
Yeah, I've been watching it since it started airing, and it should be getting a second core fairly soon. So, but
Yeah.
the first core is finished of it. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
To Be Hero.
To Be Hero
To Be
X.
Hero. That's cool. To Be Hero X. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To Be Hero X.
To Be Hero is a
Yeah,
completely
I
different
need
show. I've watched that too. It's
Oh,
really
really?
good, but
Oh, okay. So it's there's different names. Interesting. That's probably why they had to differentiate.
yes, it has nothing to do with To Be Hero, but To Be Hero is a show that I've
Interesting.
watched, and it is by the same studio.
Oh,
and it's still good.
funny.
Yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
But it has
Funny how that
zero
works
to do with Stupid Hero X. I haven't found any connection whatsoever. But,
Hilarious.
but
Well, great. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad. I thank you for selling me on that. I am down. That looks cool.
yeah.
I think that's a podcast. How do you feel about that? I feel like we talked about some stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
We
Pretty happy with
casted.
that. We did cast it. We did pod. We did cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that Dark Souls thing next, I think, and then after we're gonna finish up that Champloo stuff because people want that Champloo stuff. I guess
People want the Champloo stuff.
So.
I mean, hey, you give the people what they want.
Yeah.
I want Champloo
Gotta give them what
stuff.
they
I
want.
like Champloo.
Yeah. But it'll give us a couple weeks to watch through that stuff because I know you're busy.
I need to get to
we'll
a
plug
place
away
where
at it.
I'm not busy, and then I will definitely get back to that rewatch. I was thoroughly enjoying my rewatch because I love and adore that show, that setting, the characters, the world building there, all of it. I love it. So
Yeah, and then so what is today? The second. Well, what does Donkey Kong come out? 17th? Is that right? I don't think we'll have that game yet.
yeah, maybe.
But
not.
we'll be on the cusp. We'll be on the cusp. We'll probably be recording when it releases. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
So maybe not this next Stick Drift pod, but the following, we will probably have some Bonanza coverage on that stuff. We will probably be playing a ton of that thing. But yeah, then between then it's just going to be the stuff we've been playing, I think. So.
What do they call those things? Bananium rocks or crystals?
Bananium gems. Yeah.
Gems, yeah.
Bananium gems.
We'll be able to almost taste the bananium gems.
We are on the cusp of getting that sweet, sweet potassium. You know.
And listen, this game, for all the viewers out there, make sure you collect everything. If this is anything like Odyssey, it's going to be the game to where the game doesn't start until after you complete that story, and then you do the collectathon. That's just how this Odyssey team likes to operate. We've found so.
Yeah, I would say Galaxy is similar to this too. But you can get that game end to end and still get a lot out of it.
You can.
Like Odyssey feels slightly shallow if you don't finish everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like slightly.
Yeah.
So yeah, take his advice. I think that is the way to go for that.
And
Odyssey. Once you do everything in Odyssey, like it'll be like your favorite freaking Mario ever.
You gotta
It's so good.
You gotta pretend to be shocked that I said that it's the Odyssey team doing the Bonanza game. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I know. The
tell
game
me.
that looks exactly like Odyssey and has a lot of the same systems and level design as Odyssey is made by the Odyssey team. Who would have thunk it?
I'm for the audio listeners. Head in my hand, shaking my head. Who could have known? Who started that rumor? Like, I want to hit them with a baseball bat. Like, what do we do?
Rumor, yeah. Big rumor there, like.
It is so obvious who made that game.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will be on the cusp of playing that here very soon. We're going to do our Dark Souls thing next in the off week, and then probably a month from now, since we have plenty of time, we'll finish that Champloo, because the folks want it. So
Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, Samurai Champloo. Yeah. I've been. Who am I? Would I be Mugen or Fu? I'd probably be Mugen.
Mugen.
Yeah, I'm Mugen. You're Fu. No. Sorry, you're
Jin.
Not Fu. The
Jin?
other one. Yeah. You're Jin. You're Jin. Sorry, not Fu.
Yeah.
You're definitely Jin. You're the more reserved. I'm Mugen. I'm kind of wild. I'm the wild.
Kind
guy,
of wild, huh?
I'm Mugen. He's Jin. This is not Shampoo. It's been Stick Drift. Thank you for listening. We love you. Goodbye.